So the crankshaft has been polished, micro polished, and I'm gonna measure it just to be sure that the clearances are still in the norm, you know, got the right clearances. So I'll always start by the mains. Two inches, 204, 204.8. Two inches, 204.7. Two inches, 204.8. .8. Hey, that's a nice crankshaft. You know, when you buy Eagle stuff, you try to measure. I'm telling you, you measure that crank, you're gonna have 5 different sizes. GM, well, it's like Honda, it's crazy. It's very precise. .8. Now the rod. I'm gonna need my other micrometer. One inch, 929 and 6. .29 and 7. .29 and 7. .29 and 7. Well, that's awesome. I want to show you something. This is the old bearings that were in the block. Look at the first one, how red they are. So it might have been something. I got all new bearings from GM, and I was wondering, that's why I kept those, because if there was something like different with the bearings I have, I would have measured those one if there's something different to the other one, or I don't know what. So guess what? I got a special one too for the front. It's not red, but you see there's a special coating in it. So I can't wait to measure. I'm gonna measure the clearance, the crank clearance, and what's going on with the first one. So it's pretty fun. I guess, you know, it's got a serpentine damper at the front. So maybe it pulls a lot on the crank under load, or I don't know what, and the crank like tends to push a lot on the, well, it's gonna be on the other side of the bearing, on the side, I don't know, but maybe that's the reason why, because there's a lot of stress going on. Measure the clearance inside the bearings. I use a bore gauge. I put the measurement of the crank of the mains right on the bore gauge with my micrometer, and that way I'm gonna measure exactly what's the clearance. Start by main number 3. 1.6. 1.6. I'm giving 2 measurements to see if it's taper or anything. I'm taking a measurement here and here just to be sure it's straight. I'm gonna go get a marker. Main number 4. 1.8. 1.9. And remember, this is a block that wasn't damaged or anything except the pistons. The bearings, they still look awesome, but I'm still going to change them since I'm there. 1.8, 1.9. And you see there's a difference between measurements. .8, 1.8. I'm more happy with the 1.8 than the 1.6. That was my goal, to be around 2 thou of clearance. 1.8. But there's nothing I can do with that. I would have to remachine for 2/10 of a thou. Imagine, I'm going to explain to you what's 2/10 of a thou. You take a hair and you split it in 10. That's 2/10 of a thou. That's how precise it is. I got 1.9. 1.9. And the black bearing in front, which used to be red or originally, I got 2. I got 1.9. I'm very, very happy with the clearances right now. I don't understand why it's 1.6. Maybe there's a speck of shit under a bearing. I don't know. I cleaned it like thoroughly. So I'm gonna disassemble all that, remove the bearing, and go to the CK10 to own the cylinders. Again, you see, I cut one thou. You see it's all cleared, and it's clearing on that side. It's very square on that part, but if you look, I'm starting not to touch here. I'm touching on the other side. You see, and I'm touching back here because I was centered here to here. So you see that the original cut is not like really straight, and I might have like a thou off on the corners. but I'm gonna make another pass of 1 thou, and 2 thou is gonna be clear. I'm putting WD-40 so the chip is not sticking to the surface. That's a little trick I have. Sometimes it works better than other times. This is the finished result. It's way better than what it was. So 1.5 thou, 2 thou maximum I removed from the top to have it like perfectly straight. So now the part is to measure the GE pistons. Always measure the skirt, and you see they it's kind of new. They're leaving a place to measure them with a micrometer. Usually you have to measure over the coating, but it's not the real piston to wall clearance, because the coating doesn't count. It's the clearance to the skirt, you know. So now they're doing like space to measure. I don't know how to call that. Measuring holes, notches. I don't know. But now it's pretty cool. So, and you see the skirt, all they done. This is the side that there's not much pressure in the cylinder with the combustion. Let's say the hard side is there, and the other is there, so less friction, more power. Plus with that shape here, well, it gives the piston like more strength and a lighter piston too. So it's not like I had all the choices in the world, but those ones, they were available, so that's why I have them. I chose to see, let me see, that's French. I chose to use standard pistons because I kind of knew that, not kind of knew, but I was hoping that my cylinders were still beautiful, and they were available to have them quick, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy them, and if it needs an oversized, well, I'll order another set and I'm fucked. But no, I played my game well. All the cylinders are good to go. So I'm gonna measure what cylinder to wall it does. So I need my piece of paper and pen. There's James in the back looking if I'm doing a good job. So, for what I know, it's supposed to be 86 millimeters bore. So it's 3 inches, 385, around that. Going by heart. So, I didn't look how much clearance it needed, but I'm pretty sure it's around 3 thou of clearance. So if it's 85, we're supposed to have 83 measured right here. 3 inches. I got 82. So it's 3,000. It's supposed to be 85. So it's exactly 82. That's awesome. But again, I'm saying that, and I didn't check what they recommend, but I'm pretty sure it's 3,000. 82 on the dime too. We're lucky with the measurement there. Yet it's not like back in the day that we had to match the pistons to each cylinders, and the weight, they were off like crazy. Now it's within half a gram close. It's amazing. The new CNC technology. I got 81.8 at 2/10 of a thou. I'm not even counting that. But actually, if my cylinders are great, I should have 3.5. Right on the dime there. They're all the same, plus minus 1/10 of a thousand. So again, pretty happy with all that. So I'll get back to you with the honing, I guess. Here we go. See the nice finish of the resurfacing job. It's day and night, really day and night. Overall, I'll remove like 2 thou. I'm happy with it. It's not too much. Gonna remove a minimum on the cylinder head too, so it won't like bring the compression a bit too high to my taste. Like I said, I got a trifecta 2 for now, so maybe a bit later step to a bigger turbo. The engine's going to be able to take it, eh? So that's for now. Lots going on. I mean, my daily. Winter's coming, and here there's a lot of snow. Sweet Montreal. So ice and snow. So this is stable. The guy before did the 427. Yeah, I think it was 60 in the 60s, early 70s. Still standard with domed forged pistons. So we needed some love with that fresh pistons. No, that's the back. James the Trooper is still here working on my engine on building the cylinder head. I mean, removing the balls and because it's a fast operation. Gonna be able to see that like with my videos. They're not like huge quality, but what's happening, it's like the car's at my friend's garage, and you know how it's garage, so he needs his garage to make money. Okay, so that's set up. I won't run the upper one because it's just like passing the stones. So this is the beginning. The length of my cylinder. Five 3/4. This is for the stroke of the machine, so it doesn't hit at the bottom or the stones comes out of the block. I'm gonna adjust the speed. To have a nice cross hatch. Center the action. And we're ready to go. Oh, 86 millimeters, 3 inches, 395/8. So it's that measurement on this. And here I'm plus 1.5. Plus 1 plus half power plus 1.5 plus 1 power plus half a power. Plus 1.5, 1 power plus half a power. And the wear is like not a lot actually. Not a half inch, but half a thou. Half inch. Well, it's out around a little bit, but no choice. I'm keeping it standard. Or I would be still waiting for Piston to get it at my price, you know. I could have like bought it somewhere else, but it's full price. No big deal. Should start with the first one. Because usually when I own, I'm trying to distribute the heat. I'm gonna start this one, and go to this one, and go to this one, and go to this one. But still, since I'm just giving like 3 shots in it, just to have a finish, I'm gonna go from 1 to 4. I said plus 1.5, that's the biggest. Plus 1.5, plus 1, half a thou. Plus 1.5, plus 1, half a thou. I just removed like maybe a tenth of a thou. Could get a little bit more on this one. Like a little pocket. Start to measure in it, but I see it. Too sharp, not too much pressure. And it's gone. 1.5. 1. I could like open it down there, but I don't think it's necessary. I'm gonna get two other one here. It's not beautiful up there, even if it was sealing like 100%. And there's another thing. Why the cylinders are that way. Because it's the first one in the shop, LTG engine. Cadillac LTG or a Buick or a Camaro LTG. I don't have any torque plate. It wasn't in my plan to do my engine like that. So if I get a demand for those engines, I'm gonna have a torque plate. Or some people call that a stress plate. Okay, it does the same thing that when you put the cylinder head on it, it's stressing the block because of you're torquing the bolts and it's stressing the block. So the stress plate, it's to act like there's a cylinder head on the block. So usually it's distorting the cylinders. And maybe what I'm measuring here, like 1.5 there, going to 1 to half a thou with the cylinder head torqued on it. Maybe it's closing to 1 thou, half an inch after, you know, because it's pushing on top. So that's why. There. So it's 6. I'm gonna do 6. stone. I'm gonna do plateau finish, 3 shots. What it does is it's like you did a break-in already on the cylinder. Because the stone does like peaks, you know, like there's the crosshatch. In every crosshatch, let's say it's a triangle. Okay, so there's peaks, and what those brushes do is just like cut the tip of the peak, so it's softer. If I don't know if you can hear, that's the sound. I'm gonna do 3 shots of that. Look for the same sound, but it's down. So the crosshatch, it's still all there. So, and the crosshatch, that's what's keeping the oil on the cylinder and not burning it, and provides like a cushion for your piston. Jay! Still there? You never thought it was over here, that?
First time I see it.
There's red and black?
Red for exhaust, with black for the big.
Red for exhaust. Some models are...
Red exhaust, white.
Some models, red are for intake, black is for exhaust. It all depends what. I just bought a kit for my engine, and they're all black. Huh? Okay, so that's it for the LTG cylinder honing. But like I said, with the torque plate, it does another job. Like all my race engines, and even like both engines and everything, are all made with a torque plate. It seals the rings are sealing like way more better. You get performance out of that. That's nice. Drip a little bit. It's going in the wash. It's ready to be painted because I'm gonna paint it. It's gonna be like a cast iron block. So see you next time. So what's cooking? Oh, an LTG. Fresh out of the dishwasher. He's taking care of my block. I love that.